again, the weekend edition here. Certainly very excited to have good friend Dan O'Malley here. Dan, very nice to see you again. We just finished off with the Arnold Sports Festival, which is the largest sports festival in the world, with what, over 70 events that occurred?
It was something else. I think there's 70, and next year it's going to be 80. And you know what our good friend and Hall of Fame member Johnny Bench says?
Yes, please say it.
Johnny Bench says it's bigger than the Olympics.
It is. It's like the Oscars, the International Sports Hall of Fame that we just covered not too long ago as well.
That was great to see you and your whole crew at the International Sports Hall of Fame inductions. And Governor Schwarzenegger was happy to see you, as well as Dr. Goldman and the inductees like Herschel Walker and Bill Casimir and
Apollo Ono.
Apollo Ono.
Yes.
We tried to get Apollo Creed,
Yeah.
but he had another job that weekend.
It's always a phenomenal event. This is the second year we covered it with Rob Fletcher, the founder of ANGT, good friend, and so surrounded by a lot of kindness. The first year we covered it, I still remember very clearly, Dan, how generous you are. You really have a kind spirit. You are truly not only a great human being, but you have done so much as well. You are on the board. You are on the board for the National Sports Hall of Fame, right?
Yes, we have. It's the Global Advisory Board.
Right.
And, there's, in fact, there's Dr. Joe Maroon in Pittsburgh, a very famous neurosurgeon. He's on the board with me. The Philadelphia 76ers team doctor, Dr. Nick DeNubli, he's one of the people on it. It's a stellar cast, an all-star cast. And a lot of our former inductees are on the Hall of Fame. Pittsburgh's Bruno Sammartino is on the board with us. And every so we just had a board meeting a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, right after the Arnold, to see what we're going to do next year and who we're going to try to induct.
It's a phenomenal event because it's certainly one of the things also, you're a coach, a mentor, a motivational speaker, you're a businessman, you're basically a really well-known athlete. You are a former wrestler, still a wrestler?
Well, I was, in my previous life, I was a former two-sport professional athlete.
Yes.
I boxed professionally, and under that regime, or what you might say, I fought a world champion, the first guy who knocked out Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. If you look that up, I was unfortunately his first opponent. The clock ran out on me. I didn't get that. That's the only fight I ever lost, though. And then as I got older, a gentleman approached me in the gym one day. I was working out, and we started talking about professional wrestling. And I told him that always intrigued me, and it always seemed like it was entertaining as well as interesting. So he got me involved with that. I was with like Vern Gagne and some of those people, and met Nick Busick, the big bully from Weirton, West Virginia, who maybe have a score to settle with one of these days. But so I did that, and it was very interesting to be involved with those sports. And I can't. The nicest people I've ever met and the worst people I've ever met are both involved in those two sports. You know.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that, and I love the 30 years that have ongoing with just the Lorimer family, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Arnold Sports Festival, which is so engaged with family and reaching out to families, different sports that are occurring. There's gymnastics, there's bodybuilding, there's yoga. This year they had yoga for the very first time. Raja Shri did a phenomenal job.
Fantastic yoga person.
Outstanding.
Raja I hope that Raja ends up very soon in the International Sports Hall of Fame, and a lot of people feel that way, believe me.
She's a 5-time world champion, and interestingly enough, with yoga, it is a competitive sport. She comes from my part of the world here in India, Calcutta. We spoke Bengali together. We enjoyed that time. And the thing with yoga being a competitive sport is that it's been so in our part of the world for over a century. So it was so very important to see that a part of the Arnold Sports Festival. And certainly the Hall of Fame, what I've noticed over and over again with all of the inductees and good friends like yourself, Dan O'Malley, giving back, the whole part of being of service and community, each and